This is Justin AMZN on Monday, January 6th, 2020. And we had another gap down and a really nice buy up. We gapped down with another shaved bottom candle, just like we did on Friday. And this one went even higher, even took out this bearish candle. We trapped the rest of the bears basically with today's candle. This is like bullish engulfing of these two bullish candles, but it, trapped the bears there. Anyway, I think I talked about getting in somehow, somewhere down in here, if it happens again, and it happened again. And so a great place to be buying was right off of the support. You had to be quick because it really just wicked down there for like an instant and then it was gone. But buying really right out the gate here, or waiting for some sort of pullback. And the pullback was a little bit of trouble today, just because you had one quick one here, and then it was right back up. And then you had a really nice consolidation that looked like it was breaking down. And with this momentum breaking down here, let me sketch this. All right, with this momentum breaking down here like this, I really did want it to take out this low, and it did. And that was the trap. So this was bears getting on, loading on, thinking it's going lower. It didn't even touch Friday's high. I mean, it stayed above that. But anyway, once that trap came in, well, then it popped. And you could have gotten in on the pop for a nice little gain. I waited a little longer, was getting in on this candle or somewhere over here, held through a little bit more of a pullback, and then got a nice continuation here. And so it really just did a double bottom off of this pivot where it kind of straddled that price, really hit it with the second bottom, not the first one that looked like it was clearing out more of the bulls, letting the bears think that they were going to get some movement, some pullback. It just didn't happen. It just continued to grind higher. And like I said, it made a new high. Took out the high from the other day, took out the high of the day itself. It just still looks so bullish, so incredibly bullish right here. So we'll see if we can finally get a move up to 1925 this week. That's what I would like to see. I'd really like to see a high or a move up higher than 1925. I mean, something like this. We can get up into these prices, because if we do this, like this candle here looks similar to kind of here where we're doing a bullish engulfing. If we can get a move up into 1925, I mean, that could happen tomorrow. And then a bit of a consolidation underneath it, make the bears think like they're going to get some movement, or at least have some profit takers get out of the way, and then continue higher. I don't think this is going to be like, I'm pointing at this over here back in April and May, but I don't think that's going to be the end of this. I think it's just going to get going. So we'll see if it does anything like some sort of pop and consolidation like we did back here again here. So anyway, if we jump into, this is the 1925 calls. It would have been tough to trade any other option. I mean, there's obviously other ones you can trade, but doing $100 risk, watching it open. I mean, it didn't, this candle didn't even come down. This was the opening candle. Didn't even show a wick down below here. It would have been tough to just set something up with this, like 5x4 even, because you're just hoping that it doesn't wick you out. And I've been wicked out on these before. So really want to see something like this happen and then get in on the next candle. And in this case, probably still getting in like 5x4, otherwise you're going to miss that. It just doing the 1925 call may have been tough at the open, even though you still had some time to do it. If you were just bottom finishing and tried to get in at 4, maybe got filled. That would have been amazing, by the way, if that happened. And then the other thing you can do is just wait till it pulls back over here, puts in a new low, and then get in after that low on the next high. And so that would have been like 8x7 or 750 by 650, do your $100 risk. That's still, I mean, that made it up a little more than an R, but it gave you another opportunity over here, 8x7, to hold on till it got back up into the highs from early in the day. So this would have been a lot of waiting. This was the last hour of the day would have been getting in over here, way over here, after all these dips and everything got bought back up. And it's like, oh, it's getting bought back up again. Well, then most of the bears are out of the way if you're getting in up here, right? And if it's so bullish, then it's just going to go. It doesn't have to. Definitely doesn't have to. So, yeah, that was the 1925. If you looked at the 1900 calls, much too wide for $100 risk. There's no way you want to risk that at the open. At the open, you could try possibly over here, but it's got to hold that. It's got to hold a certain level, and you got to be bottom feeding again, bottom feeding, whatever the phrase is. You can go somewhere in the middle. Volume kind of drops off a little bit. You go out a little further. This is 1950. What's the 1950 doing? So the 1950 could work. You're way down here, like 2. So like 3 by 2, you had plenty of time. You had 15 minutes down here. So buying at 3 by 2, as long as you don't do it here and get like stopped out. That would have been a nice 2-hour move up to 5, even 6. So 3-hour move, and then consolidates in here. It really does do a double bottom right in here and actually comes back right into that low. This was a nice little hammer. These are much smaller candles, so maybe you could actually do like in here, do maybe like 375 by 275, or sorry, 375 by 325 and get 2 of them, maybe. Maybe do that over here. 375 by 3. I keep wanting to say the wrong thing. 375 by 325, and then hold up to 475 would have been 2R. So, you can do more options. More contracts, depending on what price you're at. You just got to make sure you're getting in at the low. And I mean, the low was really just riding the 21 through here. That was the low. Every time it bounced off the 21, even when it pulled back through it, it was actually a good place to be getting in. So all the way back down here. So that worked today, buying off the 21 here, not here, but then here. So not here, because that's can't buy options then. So we'll see if we can get some continuation and get some more buying like that tomorrow. But it's a Monday, so we can go a little further out like this, and it could still work. But just know your risk, and we'll see if we can get some movement, get closer to at the money. I don't think I would be, this far out of the money on Tuesday. I want to be a little bit closer, especially if it's going sideways like this, where it's flat bottom, flat top through here, then yeah, possibly. But I want to make sure I'm getting back in at the same low. If it's starting to trail off and give me a new low, then it may not be working so well. Some of the premium may be eaten away. So, keep tracking the options and figure out, if we go out a little further, let's look at the 1975. You can see here's a little bit of a new low, but there's nothing really showing up here that, okay, there's an established low. Here's an established low. It doesn't, the 1975 doesn't do it. 1960 might still do it a little bit. Okay. A little bit of the same low here and here, a little bit of the same highs. So again, for Monday, maybe that works. But, you're going to have to just pick the option. And that's why I like sticking with the 25s and the 50s, 25, 50, 75, and 100, because the options just usually play out that much better. So, this one even making a higher low and relative high. So all it needs to do is push through that, and then it should pop, and that's what happened. So anyway, be back tomorrow and see what else we can figure out. Try to trade this. If somehow we get a pullback into 1880.05, that's a great place to be buying. Didn't even get there today. It pushed through it bearishly yesterday or Friday. So if it were to do that, but I don't even know if it's going to do that. It just seems so strong. It could do it. It could totally pull back there. It'd be like having these two candles merged, and this is the candle we would get tomorrow, like right here. That could happen. So look for that on look for a bounce as a day trade. I don't think I would be buying that pullback on a swing. It may not pull back and bounce there tomorrow. It may take till like Wednesday or Thursday to do that sort of bounce. So if it does look like it's going to roll over, look for something like this, where you've got the continuation and then it's going higher and it's going higher, and it's like, oh well, now it's, like this today. If this was not the end of the day, this looks just like this. Sorry. The end of the day today looks just like the middle of the day yesterday, where there was still room for it to roll back down. It made a new high on the day, and you've now trapped anybody else up here. You're giving the bulls hope that it's going to continue on higher. That's what happened. And then some bears came in after hours, so that's the same thing. Bears came in after hours. Bears came in after hours today. Bears came in the afternoon yesterday and sold it back down a little bit. If we can get a little bit more of that, even if we were to get another gap down, I mean, it could totally gap down to this price. I don't expect it to gap down lower than today's low. Like a third day in a row with a lower gap down and then a bullish move up. If it does it, just wow, watch out. That's going to be really, really strongly bullish, but it doesn't have to do that. Now, if it does gap down and then collapses, that's a different story. That's going to be like a monster gap. But if it gaps down into the range and then holds a pivot here, like holds through here or we really only have that pivot. We have some levels in between here, maybe 50%, around like 1872, something like that, middle of these two. But there's, you just have some of the levels here. So I'd much rather have a nice little bounce, give it some consolidation, do a false breakdown, and then recover, or just do a bigger S curve and break out. So something I'll be looking for tomorrow. Hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.